Alright, yeah, that's not actually my music. So that was weird. So yeah, let's get to work. Well, first let's let people know I'm here. And then we're gonna get to work. Yeah? Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Alright. How's everybody doing tonight? I should probably ask that question when more people are actually here, but for the time being, it doesn't hurt to ask. Alright, let's move that over there. Okay, that's weird. Still need to answer that. Alright, what am I doing tonight, right now? I am telling people that I'm on Twitter. I'm already on Twitter. I don't know how to tell people on Twitter from Twitter, so there's that. Alright, desktop. The skip stream. And no, promo break. Fin. Alright. Okay, whoever unavailable is gonna have to wait. Alright, tweet that. And then follow that. And paste that there. Cool. Alright. I just remember that I didn't actually do that animation I wanted to do for jeez, my brain's going. For cheering, so I should really do that. Alright, Tumblr. That's always the next one. How come I can link a GIF, but I can't link pictures? Oh, I guess I can't link multiple picture sets. That makes sense. Streaming, live streaming, Adobe Flash, Adobe Animate, Adobe CS6, Adobe CC, comic strips, comic books, graphic novel. Yeah. Post. Log to the alright, log to SkipperWing. Oh, come on. Don't die, computer. Facebook. I tell. Sorry, the face I'm making is because certain people are saying that that higher education hates the U.S. That's just weird, sick, and wrong. Oh boy. Alright, let's blow up this window for a hot minute and then... Oh, right. I should probably get on the Discord. Cool. Alright, what's the other thing I need to do? Share. Post that. I see, save it over. And one more group. Alright, so what the heck am I gonna draw tonight? Let's close.
Hey, hot stuff. See some?
Close that. Close tabs to the right. Alright. Well, I know what I'm going to work on in the meantime because I should probably finish that and then I'm going to get started on the comic and then we're going to figure out what else we're going to do tonight because I don't think the comic's going to take too long tonight. But first, let's switch to streaming. Let's open. As soon as Flash wakes up. Box. Current. Yeah, we're not going to do life drawing on stream because that just seems like a recipe for a ban. So, gift 2. As soon as Flash wakes up, of course. Alright, grayscale. And let's make all of that black. Control A. There we go. Alright, so when previously we left off on the cleanup version. Oh crap, we need some more music. We're not gonna loop that forever. Let's find something else. Alright. Oh, that's a problem. Let's make that just a little bigger. Let's grab the feet. Ew. That's why that's doing that. Hey, Dean the artist. Welcome to the Skip stream. How are you doing tonight, Dean? Dean asks, "What are you doing?" I am working on working to finish an animation that I would start as a pencil test. And if I finish it tonight, which is not likely, I'm going to work on storyboards for an idea that I have. But let me show you what the finished animation, or rather what the finished roughs look like. That reminds me, did I set a timer? I didn't set a timer. That's a problem. Timer, adjust that. 23 minutes. And stop. And start. So yeah, so this is the animation. Oops. So it's Sonic breakdancing, because I haven't done Sonic in forever. So we're going to do that for tonight. And then after that, we're going to move into the Crimson Fly. Yes, that is the thing that we will do. So right now I'm just inking. Colors are going to be pretty dang simple once I finish the inks. But it's mostly an issue of I haven't drawn Sonic in forever. And usually when I haven't drawn something in forever, it takes a little bit to get back into the swing of things. Especially with the Flash Brush being what it is. Yeah. Boop. And we need a frame up here because mostly because that just warps up there. That arm just warps up there, and that's a problem. So grab that. erase. Nightciller Kusaragi drops in with a... I have no idea what those are. Squid 3. Okay. Welcome to the Skip Stream, Nightkiller. How are you doing tonight? And meanwhile, Dean writes, the style of your Sonic is so cool. Well, thank you, Dean. Well, to be fair, my style is influenced by Sonic, so I guess it's kind of recursive. Alright, that's irritatingly awkward because that shouldn't be like that. So let's fix those lines a little bit. I think I grabbed something I wasn't supposed to. And make that, move that a little bit more. We're going to cheat with the ball form of the hand. There we go. Oh geez, why does that keep happening? Alright, well let's copy this. Well, thank you. Unless you're referring to Solid Snake, in which case, Group that, so I can go in here and erase the bits that I don't need. Break that apart again, so that way, and paste that again, group that, go inside. This would never have been possible when I was starting out. It's really weird what you can do when you're, when you get older. Alright, let's move that up a little bit. Break that apart. And tweak that. Alright, so problem here is that when I animated this, I had the hands moving at the same time. That's no bueno. We want some overlap and we want to lead with the head. So we're gonna actually redraw this frame so that way it fits better. Kind of want to reuse where we can, but not so much that it's obvious, because otherwise if we do that then it's going to look stiff and we don't want that. We also want to do some cleaning when we have to, because otherwise this is going to look very grungy. We kind of don't want that. There we go. So you can see I'm getting a little bit faster as I get better at drawing Sonic. It's going to be even more awkward when I start drawing Tails, because, I might skip the warm-up Tails that I want to do instead, and just go straight into the boards for that other project I want to do. Or I might just do both. There's nothing saying you can't do both. And I know I said I want to reuse as many times as I can, but there is a limit to that. You want to get good at drawing things, and you're never going to really do that if you keep copying and pasting the same stuff. So, more and more practice. Plus, it lends a sort of organicness to it. I feel that's missing from a lot of Flash animation. At least web Flash animation. And even that's sort of a misnomer because that's Flash animation is changing. So now, what we're going to do first is I'm going to give a little bit of foreshadowing to this by F6. I'm going to slide that over. We're going to erase this. L. Grab all of this. Delete. Delete that too. Now I need to block in a guide because I didn't actually sketch this out. I find the more comfortable with a subject you are, the easier it is to animate it. Yeah, this is unfortunately for me the boring part of being an animator. Mostly because cleanup is not my specialty. Oops. I find certain people have certain talents for different things, and the sort of talents that make somebody a good cleanup artist, I find, depending on the person, don't always make them the best animator. But conversely, I'm good as fudge at animating, but cleaning, ugh, takes so long for me anyway. So it is what it is. I might have to stop around 9 so I can get the animation, get working on the Crimson Fly. But I'll be danged if we don't finish this. So we have this head. We're going to move it up a little bit. And instead, the actual head, copy that, paste it. I'm going to move that down here. The reason why we have that head up here is because we need to give some smearing to the arms. If we don't smear the arms a little bit, it's going to be really weird that they just kind of warp down into shape, into place. So, actually, I guess we kind of have to put the head lower then. So, and then arms down here. And that's not really how you should be cleaning this up. You should really be cleaning it up in order. But yeah, this is starting to work out pretty well then, now. Erase. That's kind of the fun of doing fan art, is discovering how your style translates into somebody else's. Or vice versa. Of course, if you guys have any questions for me, please feel free to ask. So we have that little bit of overshoot, which is great. Oh, we're almost out of music. Jazz mixes. Hip hop. There we go. Oh man, I love this music. Let's bring that up just a little bit higher. I could just... Don Bosco writes, "Hello, Skipper. Welcome to the Skip stream, Don. How are you doing? What time is it wherever it is that you are in the world? In Belgium? Yes, Belgium? It's what, like 3 in the morning where you are? Oh yeah, that's because it is Sonic. I'm not working on the Crimson Fly yet. I'm trying to get into a habit of where I don't just work on the Crimson Fly, but also other things that people might want to see at some point. At one point I'm going to launch my Patreon, and then I'm probably going to work on whatever they want. Yeah, let's do that with the actual tip of the eraser. But yeah, it very much is Sonic the Hedgehog. See, that's a lot stronger. So yeah, this is what, as I was showing Dean the artist, this is what it looks like, the roughs look like. So now I'm just cleaning up. And the thing about cleaning up, though, is that cleaning up takes a lot of time. Or at least for me it does, because I'm not naturally a cleanup artist. At least that's just not where my skill set lies. Show F6. Grab that. Grab that. Ah, crud. Group that. Erase the little bits in between. Break that apart again. And now do some drawing. Come on, Flash. It looks really good, although if you recognize it without like knowing what it is, that means it did a good job. Thank you, Don. I agree. Well, I mean, I would agree, but yeah, that's generally the speaking you kind of want to go for. Is it should be recognized if you have a general passing familiarity with whatever the thing is. When somebody draws it, of course, if you've never heard of the Crimson Fly, then it's going to be hard to recognize a character you don't know. But for characters you do know, it should be readily recognizable. So if it's not, then you done messed up. So I'm glad that I haven't messed up. Same here. But I suspect that's more due to the longevity of Sonic than the actual our actual mutual age ranges. Yeah, I think the first Sonic game I ever played was Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Didn't own it. The first one I ever owned was Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. But I feel some kind of way about that character. What's interesting to me about him is that I didn't really latch onto him until the Dreamcast era. Fill that in, erase that. Boop. Cool. And let's put that one there. That's a problem. Continuity of the lighting hasn't been respected. That's a problem. That's the other problem with cleanup, is that you have to respect all of it. You can't just respect the parts that you like. So in this case, the continuity of the lighting hasn't been respected, so I have to go back in and fill that in properly. Doesn't help that Flash is being very particular about how I do this. Let's try 125. Going a little closer so I can get a little bit rougher with my lines. See what I do with the ears. Dean writes, I learned so much here, plus it's good motivation. Awesome, Dean, because I appreciate that. Yeah. I wish I could be a little bit more educational here, but sorry, so unfortunately focus kind of takes priority here. That being said, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because I like being helpful. And let's erase that line real quick. This is why when you do your roughs, you kind of want them to be as tight as possible, because otherwise it makes it hard to remember what you did and what you didn't do. So because I didn't establish lighting in my roughs, having a hard time of it now, trying to remember, well, where's the lighting on this? And I've been doing this long enough that it's kind of second nature to sort of guess at where I would put the lighting, but it's still not a great habit to get into to not do great roughs. Well, I think part of that's also the nature of, just due to the nature of my style, wherein, there we go, yep. Alright, let's turn that off so I can see what I'm doing. And save real quick. Meanwhile, I watched your channel. It looks nice, man. It's really cool that you started so early. I mean, your first video was 7 years ago, so nice. Yeah.
what was my first video on YouTube? I don't even remember. But there's actually a big gap between 2010 and 2013 when I wasn't really I don't think I was putting much on YouTube. Maybe I was, I don't remember. But it feels like there was a gap because I wasn't really making anything. I was practicing at school. And I think that helped, but I think I probably would have been further along if I'd actually been making things rather than trying to get better in school. Because when I went to grad school, I didn't feel like I was ready to be a professional animator. And to a certain extent, still don't, mostly because I keep working in Flash, whereas the entire industry sort of moved on to Toon Boom. Alright, so apparently it's that time. So let us save. What the frag? Alright, so that's not supposed to do whatever it is it's doing. I'm gonna have to just remake that. That looks about right. Stop recording. Break. And remember, guys, it's important to take breaks from time to time. You don't have to do it in the same sort of intervals that I do, i.e. a half-hour work, 3-minute break, etc., etc., etc. But you do want to take them at some point, so that way you don't burn out on whatever it is that you want to do. So we're going to take a little 3-minute break. I'm going to get some juice. Turn on a light, too, for that matter, because it's really starting to get dark. You can't really see it, mostly because of the computer screen. But it's starting to get dark where I am, so I need to turn on a light, get some light, and etc., etc., etc. Whew. Alright, and back. Alright. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, I gotta turn on a light. That's the wrong side. Like I said, I also have to stand up because I don't know if you've ever seen me wince about it, but there have been times where like my knees are give out and they're in pain. So I do have to stand up and give them a shake a little bit. So yeah, I'm back. I'm not dead or dying yet. That being said, don't jinx it, anybody. So, got myself a snack, some blackberries because fruit's good for you. Also, some cranberry grape juice because I'm not drinking on the stream, but I do need to drink something, and water's too boring. Oof. So how's everybody's doing tonight? What are you guys up to tonight? Don writes, why not? Why not what, Don? Alright, let's get back to work. Let's see how far we can take this before I can move on to the Crimson Fly. So, loop that, and start recording. Oh, why not, funnily enough, I'm also animating something Sonic related, or I'm trying to. No, say that you are doing something. It's like Yoda says, do or do not. There isn't any really such thing as a try. Try implies that you don't really want to finish it, or you don't care if it gets finished. And I think you do, Dean. So let's say that you are animating. Meanwhile, Don writes, why not drinking on stream? Mostly because it doesn't really do anything for me. Like, I mean, yeah, I get drunk, but then my hands stop really working, and I kind of need those. And not like working as in, like, my hands are going to, like, be in pain or fall off or break or anything or go paralyzed. But they're not good for drawing if I'm drunk, because my hand-eye coordination goes to pieces. And it's funny, don't get me wrong. And I retain just enough awareness to not say anything that would get me in trouble. But, that's for social situations. That's not for streaming. Maybe if I did an IRL stream or a gaming stream, it would be cool. But for my art, where I take that very seriously, or at least I take that mostly seriously, especially for you guys, I really do need to not be drinking. Plus, I live in a house where I share with my sister and my niece. I don't know if you see. I think you guys have seen some few streams wherein oh yeah, Don, I meant alcohol, not like just regular drinking. No, I do need to drink something regularly because I'm going to be talking a lot, and you'd be surprised how quickly you dehydrate and get hungry if you don't keep a steady stream of things in your mouth while you're working. But yeah, like, I also live in a household with my niece and my sister, and while I don't really care if my sister sees me drunk, I would rather save my niece from seeing that until she's old enough to be able to handle that responsibly. I.e. when she's like 25 or something. Or never. I can just be a drunken uncle, never. What the heck is this line? Alright, well, I don't know what that is, so we're gonna just go on from there. But yeah, you absolutely do need to stay hydrated. In fact, a funny story. So one time I was a guest on a podcast that I don't think it's ever aired yet. But I was a guest on a podcast, and we were getting ready to go. And they said we were going to talk for 2 hours. You guys know me, I'm a talker. I love to talk a lot. So we ended up talking for 4 hours straight. And at the end of it, my stomach hurt so badly because I was so hungry in that 4 hours. I had something to drink, but I didn't eat anything. And that's why I actually have this thing of blackberries. So well, what can I say? Like, the average stream actually is 3.5 hours, going usually pushing around 4, depending on how much work I have to do and how much energy I have by the end of the stream. But yeah, and then, like, by the end of the interview, I was so hungry I did not know what to do with myself. But needless to say, my stomach was not appreciative of that 4 hours. Meanwhile, Don writes, yeah, I tried it once and never did it again. The day after, I felt so sick, and so never again. I wouldn't ever write off drinking. I wouldn't really write it off. I've been lucky enough to be in situations or be around people where I'm not in a danger of something bad happening if I drink. I think just like almost everything, except for, cyanide poisoning, in moderation, it's fun. It really is a lot of fun. But you have to be responsible. You have to be aware of the possibility that you are going to say and do things that you would not normally say or do sober. And that if you do those things, you will get in trouble just the same as if you were sober. So that's why usually when I'm drunk, it's not really that much different from how I am sober. You have to kind of get me to drink either really, really fast or drink a lot to get me so drunk that I don't act like myself. And even then, I don't say or do anything I wouldn't do sober. Or at least, I don't think I have. I would throw up, so I guess that's one thing I wouldn't do sober. Well, then again, with the right amount of food poisoning. Whew. Yeah, well, Dean writes, I never noticed the streams were that long. I guess time flies when you're having fun. Well, thanks, Dean. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you guys are here, too, because that actually makes this a lot of fun for me. Because I don't really need to stream to myself. If I wanted to, I could just do this on my own time. But, I like being in front of you guys. I like talking to you guys, so here we are. I also like metaphorically hearing the sound of my own voice. Admittedly, not literally the sound of my own voice, because I don't know if you've heard it, but it sounds really, really high. Alright. So now here's where things get fun. The hard part of like cleaning up animation is when there's not a lot of change between frames. It's why lip sync and dialogue is so hard. Like when I do my normal stuff, like when I do the rest of this, I guess you can't see it, hold up. When I do the rest of this, it's just really fun because each frame is so different from the last frame that it doesn't matter if I make a few mistakes because your eye's not going to catch it. But these frames at the beginning, oh man, that's where it's tough because the head doesn't really move a lot. And the arms don't really move a lot, and etc, etc, etc. So it's hard. But when everything gets going and you can really rough it up, oh my god, it's so much fun. Kind of trying to make every frame a painting. It's cool. So yeah, that's that. Dean writes, I've only just turned of drinking age, so I don't know how I would react. Don writes, aw, thank you. I feel proud. And Dean's like, yeah, fun. Drinking is fun, but you have to do it responsibly. I'd say if you're going to do it with a group of friends that you really trust. Like, not people you like, people you trust. And there is a difference. Because people you trust will be looking out for you, in theory. I would also say do it in a quiet environment first. Maybe a friend's party, or a group of friends party, but not a big party, like a friendly get-together where somebody just offers alcohol. So that way you're in, again, it's in a small, quiet environment, and you can sort of test out how bad it will get. If you go out clubbing and you get drunk, then you're gonna have pressure to, you're gonna face pressure to basically escalate things, make it more, be the life of the party, be more fun, be more. And sometimes trying to be more means that you'll end up trying to be too much, and you'll do something you might regret. In my case, the first time I had a hangover, I drank way too much, and I mixed my drink, which is a no-no. If you're gonna drink wine, drink wine. If you're gonna drink beer. Do not mix the two. Also drink lots and lots of water too. Because you don't wanna dehydrate yourself, and that's what drinking will do. If you wake up in the morning with a headache, but you don't feel sick to your stomach, you're dehydrated, and that's why. And the alcohol is why. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, like do it with again a small get together with a group of friends, who you trust, and preferably not too far away from home if you have to leave home at all. Because that way, if you get drunk and you can't get home by yourself, then somebody can take you. Make sure you have people you trust around you, and you have an escape route. I don't know how we got on drinking though. But, yeah. Again, it can be a lot of fun when you do it right. Like, that's actually how I started getting into karaoke. Back in Savannah, when I was a graduate student, we went out for karaoke. I got a little bit buzzed. Buzzed is basically the midpoint between sober and drunk. And there's 4 stages. There is sober, buzzed, drunk, and then blackout drunk. And you never want to get blackout drunk. You want to stay between buzzed and drunk. Don writes, do you like bad but really bad jokes? Or, well, Don, I am a teacher by trade, and I'm also an uncle, so I'm kind of required to like bad jokes. It's where I got it's part of my old man card. Whoa, Huron is now falling. Thanks, Huron. Much appreciated. Also, welcome to the skip stream. Let's see. But yeah, Don, if you got a bad joke to tell, feel free. Don writes, how did Hitler die? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, Don Bosco. Oh no, Dean, this is part of the joke, I think. At least I'm hoping it's part of the joke. Ooh. I'm sorry, Don. I can't laugh at that. It's not in good taste. I appreciate what you were going for, but I'm sorry. I can't, in good conscience, laugh at that. It is funny. It actually is very funny. But yeah, it's something I take kind of seriously. It is a funny joke, but I can't laugh at that in good faith. That being said, you should save it, though. You might find somebody who will be able to fully appreciate that. Because I get what you're going for, but I can't laugh at that. That being said, if you got any more, feel free. Just again, be careful. You got to kind of be sensitive to those sorts of ideas. All right, let's see. This hand is gonna swing around, so we want to put this. Ah. We don't want to give a. There we go. That being said, there is a place for puns as a career, dude. You should try that out. Not that particular joke. You should actually kind of retire that joke. But tell more jokes. That's how you get good at this stuff. In fact, if you can get people to laugh through the screen, then you're doing something right. Not like by like I'm just like when you type it out, like not like me talking through to the screen, because let's put that there. Yeah. We have to keep this consistent with continuity, so let's boop. Yet never be beholden to your to your roughs. Always try to be improving them if you can. That's that might be for the best, but thank you for trying, for trying, Don. It's better to have tried and not quite landed it than to not have tried at all. All right, what the frag was I drawing here? Okay, so that's a foot. Ah. What the frag am I listening to? Don writes, I can only do in public, so it's not possible here. You hit the backboard, but at least you didn't airball. Yeah, that's pretty much that's a pretty good analogy, Dean. Better to hit the backboard of the basketball net than to airball and completely miss. Alright. Whoops! Crap. Ugh, that's too bad. About whatever that is that fell. Alright, so what am I doing with the other arm? Let me delete that real quick. Alright, so we need to put this other arm here. Alright, so Don writes, I'm going to try. How high can Hitler jump? No idea. Well, shoot, now well, actually, maybe it's for the best that I don't know how high Hitler can jump. So yeah, Dean writes, look at that smear. Well, thanks, Dean. What helps is that this is going to be so fast that it doesn't really read as a, it won't read as a smear. Or rather, it will read as a smear, but it hopefully won't read like as something too crazy. Although Flash doesn't like that I'm not being very confident with my lines. I think there's a way to tell good Hitler jokes, but you kind of have to practice it. The problem with telling Holocaust and Nazi jokes is that you have to be careful that you're making fun of the Nazis, but you're not making fun of the Jews or making light of what they went through. That was the problem with the shower joke, is that it makes light of the fact that people, you know, kind of died in those showers by turning into a he slipped in the shower thing. That's why you want to be careful with a Holocaust jokes, Don. I would suggest, if you ever get the chance, look up Louis C.K., Chris Rock, and Richard Pryor for those kinds of jokes, if that's something that you want to keep doing. Because they really knew the difference between how to tell those kinds of jokes without getting people mad at them for telling them. Speaking of which, save! Also, don't forget your all right. Well, good luck with this one. That's okay, Don. It's okay not to have jokes all the times. In fact, sometimes I find one of the easiest things to do on stream sometimes is just to lurk for a little bit. Like, you don't want to force everything that happens. Sometimes you just kind of gotta let it flow naturally. That was one of the hardest things I ever learned about the stream, is that I don't have to say everything. I don't have to say something every 5 seconds. Like, sometimes it's okay to be quiet. You just kind of listen and let the flow take you. Read the flow of the conversation and see, and then respond when you think you can contribute. What do you call a flaming dumpster? A Michael Bay film. Oh! I get it. That's actually pretty funny. Nah, stay. Let's keep the good humor. Cool. Ah, that's way too dark. And put that there. Apparently, it is time. Alright, let's put on the break timer. Remember, guys, don't forget to take a break if you need to. Oof. Man, this song's gonna get stuck in my head, and I hate it. So Dean writes, well, so when I'm roughing out an animation, I tend to reanimate 2 or 3 more times so I can get a perfect motion. Do you think that's too much for you drawing? That's something you're gonna have to figure out, Dean. I don't think it is. Hold up a sec. I tend to work, well, it depends on how long you've been animating, Dean. I've been animating for a while, so I tend to be pretty confident in what I need to do. And when something goes horribly wrong, like that one part of the Sonic animation with the hands, it's a pretty easy fix. I'd say, yeah, 2 to 3 passes is all right. Though eventually you want to get good. You wanted to get to a point where you can put that down to maybe 1 or 2 passes rather than 2 or 3. No, I think you're doing fine though. And of course, it's going to depend on the animation. The more complex the animation, the more passes that you're gonna have to make. Alright, let's reset the work timer. Start. Streaming. And start recording. Nah, Dean, you're never the only one. In fact, one of the most frustrating things about working on paper for me was how much paper I had to throw out because of a bad pass. Because, I mean, it's not like you can just... It's not... I mean, you could erase everything, all the paper, and reuse it, but you're better off just throwing it out and working on a new pass. Plus, you just started. It's not fair to expect you to be good going out of the gate, because if you're good going out of the gate, why would you ever need to go to school or practice? So don't worry about it. It's perfectly natural to take as many passes as you need to get it to get the motion that you want. Alright, so we need a foot there. We also need to imply that it's about to lift off the ground, so there we go. And start to put the foot up. Don writes, oh man, I've watched my old Twitch chats. Wow, that's cringe. Yep, you always feel that way about your old stuff. In fact, it's a good sign that you're getting better. Or at least you're trying to get better. Not necessarily that you are getting better, but you're trying, and that's what's important. Alright. So we're going to alter this hand because I don't like what it's about to do. Alright, so... Alright, so we do want to bring that down a little bit. We want to rotate it a little bit too. Don't be afraid to use shape to figure out what you need to do. And again, always try and improve your animation. That is true. Don writes, you're always so positive though. Wait, me or Dean? Because, I mean, if Dean's always pretty dang positive about that stuff, too, so. But then again, if you're talking about it to both of us, then that's cool. That's even cooler. Positivity is hard, though. It really is. It's really hard to pull off. Aw, well, thank you, Don. It's hard, though. There's so much to be angry about in the world. But I think also you have to be positive for the sake of the people in your life. Like, everybody's got a lot of crap that they're dealing with, and it doesn't really help to pile onto that by being negative. And there's so much to be negative about. So if we can, like, break away from that for 3 or 4 hours, why not? I think the master of this is Jen Sesayart on her stream. Because she's always talking about uplifting stuff and trying to make people or make everybody in her stream feel very good about being there. I'm not quite there yet, mostly because I have a lot of things in the world that I'm very angry about that I can't let go of. But I'm gonna try and get there eventually. I think we're all gonna try and get there eventually. Best writes, hey Skip, you're great. I love everything you animate. You always look nice, and your streams are A+. I hope you find success in everything you do, because you deserve it. Aw, well thanks, Best. Dean writes, I like to stay as upbeat as possible. I'm just too simple to be mad or angry. Don bows to Best. And I don't think there's such thing as being too simple to be angry. You just don't let the things in your life get to you, and that's admirable, Dean. And again, I just want to say thank you guys for popping by, because that makes this so much better than it was, heck, even just a few months ago. Best writes, I found peace in the insanity of the world. Nice. That's the way to go, because the world is a crazy place. You kind of have to be a little crazy to pretend it isn't. So, on the plus side, you guys are helping me figure out my sonic groove. Which is great. Because for the longest time, I wasn't really feeling it. And I was afraid to say for the longest time, I mean just like, you know, when I first started this. I feel so much better about animating this with you guys here. Dean writes, I love being here. Well, Best writes, what's up, Don? Nice to see you again. Don writes, yeah, me too. I love being here. It's really fun and helpful. Let's all go to Mars and make a peace world. Dean writes, I wish I could subscribe and stuff, though. And no worries, Dean. For the time being, I love that you're here. And honestly, if I could subscribe to everybody I ever talk to, I would too. But, like, you know, life happens. We all kind of need to keep, preserve how much money we have. Like, I actually made the mistake once, and by once, I mean actually this past weekend. I went out to this convention called BlurredCon in Washington, D.C., which is near where I live. And I wanted to support the artists so badly. But I didn't really have the money, but I figured I would be okay anyway. So I went and spent about $200 at BlurredCon. That was not a great idea. Because I really did need that money. I really should not have spent that money at BlurredCon. Because it meant that when it came time, like the next week for groceries, I didn't have as much money as I would have liked to have. Especially since we're just now getting off of break where I work, which means I wasn't getting paid for the time that I was on break while I was at BlurredCon. So not the smartest of ideas in my in hindsight. So if you gotta hold off on subscribing, I don't blame you. Best writes, I'm a humanist, and I believe in empathy and the spirit of Sonder. As long as you believe in everybody's living a life as grand as magnificent as you believe that they make the best choice in their mind, you can always find peace in love, and love in peace. Peace is, in Dutch, is vrede? I'll have to look up how to pronounce that. Yeah. That is pretty deep, Best. Best writes, I'm not so special. I'm just a storyteller. My people have always brought peace of mind and love in the heart. Amen. Best just made my heart grow 3 sizes with that last comment. As I typed, my phone almost decked me in the schnoz. Wait, what are you, a Grinch teen? Y'all know where that's from. And if you don't, that's okay. Not everybody's seen everything, and not everybody will experience everything. Dawn feels like it feels like a royal leader piece. Dean writes, man, Christmas movie reference in the summer. I told you, I'm a teacher and I'm an uncle. The only thing that I'm not is a dad, which means I'm gonna make a ton of bad jokes, and you're all gonna cringe, and I'm gonna laugh at your cringing, and then you're gonna laugh at your cringing. It's gonna be fun. Well, that's the hope someday. It happens too often where my phone almost hits me in the face. Good things my dodging skills are over 9,000! Don writes Star Wars plus December equals a God gift. Amen to that. Who's looking forward to Force Awakens? Not Force Awakens. Last Jedi. Dean writes, I am so ready. Best raises his hand like one of Skip students. No, Dean. No, Dean? We're so ready. Best writes, Mr. Collin, I have the answer. It's F yeah! And, yeah, no, everybody's ready for Last Jedi. Oh, man. Me too. And let's curve that a little bit, because we want to lead... I know, like, how I have it drawn, but we want to lead not the eye. Well, actually, we do want to lead the eye, but we want to lead the motion, so that way you guys get a sense of where he's going with his foot. And we're gonna follow the path of his hand. We're not gonna splay it out completely like we did with my baby Ray. Yeah. That being said, I hope what they mean when they say the last of the Jedi is that it's as an organization and not literally Luke dies and Rey dies and all that. Because that would suck a little bit. Also, no lag, kind of hoping, Dean writes, she is lovely. I know, but I can't get it, but I can't handle it. That's not the only reason I'm watching. Dean is lying to himself. Well, I mean, like, Rey is cool. Like, Rey is cool for all the same reasons that Luke is cool. She's not selfish. She wants to do the right thing by everybody. And when it comes time to step up, she steps up. And honestly, in a way that Luke, in the ways that Luke didn't in the original trilogy, like at that point, because you gotta figure yeah, like Kylo Ren wasn't as powerful as Darth Vader, because apparently nobody was. But her stepping up to a lightsaber duel with him, her first lightsaber duel with him, that was cool. Let's make those sharp again. Best writes, I'm super down to see the Jedi become something new, like the Knights of Ren be a thing. There were never enough Sith for Jedi to fight, and that made it less badass. And her bun is adorable. Don Bosco writes, lol, Skipper, can you try your best British? I love Daisy Ridley as a person. She's beautiful, yes, but it's her personality and spirit that get me. Girl is just an A-plus person. Don writes, at Dean the Artist, that's true. I hope that was a good impression. I can't maintain a consistent one. Because there's the Cockney one, there's the received pronunciation. It's all so weird. Like, it's easy to imitate in theory, but there's just so many accents, it's like crazy. Like, you don't really get a fully appreciation for it until you like try and imitate it. I mean, also part of it's just I watch a little too much Doctor Who, where there's like a gajillion different British accents, and so it's like you gotta pick the one that you like. The one I really wish I could do is Scottish, but that I would need to sit with a voice coach. That's just not happening on stream. Well, not without alcohol and an actual Irish friend. Ah. Dean writes, everybody has seen The Force Awakens. Best would say, where would you say that that accent was from? I'm feeling Ghana for some reason, mostly because I saw an interview with a guy from Ghana who Skip sounded like. No idea. I was shooting for British, but I guess from Ghana. I don't know. It's weird. Despite having lived in Africa, I've never heard any Ghanaian people. Then again, I've never been to Ghana, so there's that. And we're out of music. So we're going to put on some Sonic music, because that's always super uplifting to me. So let's start with Park Avenue. Park Avenue, Sonic Forces. And if you guys get tired of the Sonic music, I will put on something else. Actually, let's see if we can find a longer version. Actually, I don't want one that's a half-hour long, though. So let's find Recreation version 2. Nope. Let's see if that works. Dean Best writes, I've yet to see Rogue One, but it's okay. They speak British English in Ghana. Huh, did not know that. Don writes, you gotta check out Force Awakens. Apparently. I mean, it's a sad. Or no, I guess you were talking about Rogue One. It's a sad ending, but that's all the spoilers. Phew, I'm glad I'm not the only one who animates the Sonic music. Best writes, ooh, Skip, I got a dip. There's this great artist who's drawing a portrait of me for her stream, and it's the first time I've been free and when she's been on in a week. Dude, go for it. Let me know how that goes, too. Yeah, but thanks for popping by, Bess, and gracing us with your words of wisdom. And have fun with your friend's stream. Also, if you could drop it in the chat real quick so everybody else can check it out, maybe. And I don't know, maybe get her some views, too. Thanks, Bess. You see. Peace, lad. Goodbye, peace guy. All right, mate. Have a good stream. Always love chilling with you. Also, it's Alita Bells. Check her out when Skip's not streaming, my lads. Best grab me a souvenir. Sure, buddy. So on a slightly related note, who's ready for Sonic Forces and Sonic Mania? Speaking of which, save. If you guys are working on stuff, please save now. As before you, I believe you have the power, and you see. I can't.
Hello.
Hey, Drastic. Welcome to the Skip stream. How are you doing tonight?
Chilling.
Cool beans. So are you streaming tonight or are you just chilling? I know you just answered that, but, you know. There's no reason the stream can't be relaxing.
Yeah. I'm just finishing up a page on the comic. Then I'm just going to play some games or something.
I feel that. So meanwhile, Dean writes, I'm hyped for Mania, but didn't hear about a Sonic Forces, though. Well, that's funny, Dean, because that's actually what we're listening to. Is the song's called, or at least what Sega has released it as, it's called Park Avenue. Which is a level from Sonic Forces. Don writes, this is the only stream with such a chemistry. Such isn't wrong, is it? No, you're right. Don also writes, hello, Drastic, my buddy.
Who said that?
Don Bosco.
What up?
But, yeah. Forces looks like it's gonna be fun. Like, what I like what they did with it, the idea with Forces is that, Dr. Eggman has, Samurai Jacked, Classic Sonic away from the past. And without him there to stop him in the past, he's taken over in the present. And also without Sonic to turn a lot of the rivals good, they've all gone super bad. So, like, Shadow's still a bad guy. Chaos is still a bad guy. Zavik never actually went good, but he's back. So, yeah. At first I was kind of miffed, because I was just like, Classic Sonic? Again? Really? But, like, hearing that story explanation, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's still a marketing ploy, but I can get behind that. Plus, it helps that the speedrunning community has kind of warmed me up to the character. Because, like, if you ever get a chance, check out SGDQ, aka Summer Games Done Quick, or Awesome Games Done Quick, which is basically their charity speedrun events held during the summer. And basically, if you thought you were good at video games, oh my god, you have no idea. And it's really cool because they're doing it for charity. So, like, I think last year, 2016, they raised, like, somewhere between $1 and $2 million for charity, for Doctors Without Borders, or the Médecins Sans Frontières. But Don writes, okay, boys, I gotta go do something fast. Lol, multitasker. Alright, well, we'll see you when you get back, Don. But yeah, I don't know if you can see Drastic. I'm working on that Sonic breakdancing thing, and I'm starting to slowly cleaning that up. So that's probably the downside to what I do. It's just like it takes so long to clean anything up. But that's mostly because I'm just not familiar with the style, which is weird to say. And we need to put a hand in there somewhere. So let's put that there. We need a hint at the hand before it appears on screen, because you always want to be trying to improve your stuff. Alright, so save that real quick. Stop recording and go on break. Now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave Sonic here for a little bit, and pick him back up on Wednesday and Friday. Mostly because Crimson Fly has to be a priority on these streams at some point. I may have to get to bed early, so we're gonna work on Sonic. I mean, not Sonic, Crimson Fly for a little bit, and maybe come back to Sonic in a little bit. I know, right, Dean? Well, like you said, time flies when we're having fun. Well, actually, Dean, that can actually happen to you, depending on how much you're how much you're enjoying something, how much adrenaline is going through your system, or well, a bunch of other factors. But your sense of time can vary depending on how excited you are. Like, I remember when I was a teenager, I used to do Taekwondo, and I used to run a lot everywhere. And I would run places, and what ended up happening is, like, the music in my ears would sound slower. It's crazy, but it's true. It would sound slower, and I was wondering if my MP3 player was broken. Because I'm like, this is so slow. What happened? Turns out that the music hadn't changed, but my perception of time had changed, so it had slowed down. And so, yeah, that was a fun experience. Went through like 2 sets of headphones that way. Not fun. Speaking of which, that was the fastest break ever, Don. Welcome back. So how's your week going so far, Drastic?
Great. I'm eating a big ass thing of cookies and cream ice cream.
Ooh. That sounds fun.
I have to finish it off and maybe play some Overwatch.
Dean writes, sometimes I do something and I feel like 15 minutes have passed, but it's actually been almost an hour. Don Bosco writes, I found another not bad Hitler joke. Okay. Sorry, I dropped my BlackBerry and I need to eat these things. I'm going to eat every last one of them. That's actually pretty funny. Don Bosco writes, did you know Hitler wasn't such a bad guy, you know? Dean writes, oh? And Don writes, I mean, he did kill Hitler. Which is true, because he committed suicide. That's actually pretty funny. That one was actually pretty funny. Alright, let's see if we can find some Sonic themes. Sonic character themes. Mostly because we can only listen to that for so long. Alright, so... that's dumb. Playlist. Alright, that's just not gonna work. Let's take out characters. I feel like sometimes I have to make my own videos for these. Dean writes, just blasting Forest Hill Zone in my room. Alright, so let's go to OBS. Dean writes, I'm getting a migraine. Ooh, that's no bueno, dude. Get some Advil on that stat. Also, drink lots of water too. And if the head bopping is giving you a migraine, obviously you got to stop doing that. All right. It's funny, I thought this was going to be super easy, and then I'm like, this might be a little bit tougher than I thought. So first we're going to block in some shapes. I can tell this is going to be so much fun to animate. Alright, but that's too big, and we still want to maintain our perspective. Don writes, do you know what Hitler's favorite letter is? Dean writes, I'm scared to ask. Not Z. Which is actually pretty funny. That being said, I'm going to have to ask you to kind of stop with the Hitler jokes a little bit, or at least slow down on them. Mostly because this just isn't that kind of stream, and this is going to go on YouTube, and I don't want people to get confused. Sorry, Don. Although, I don't know. An entire stream of Hitler jokes that are actually funny. What did you do?
What did I do?
You kind of like wigged out for a second.
Oh no, just There's an Overwatch thing.
Ah.
It would take too long to explain the fuckery I've just witnessed.
Noted.
Turn the master volume down.
So wait, what's the setup like for streaming Overwatch? Because it feels like it's something that you could do right now.
I just don't feel like it right now.
Ah.
I mean, I don't want it to be boring. Sitting here with no low energy, just like, I got a guy. There's another kill.
I feel that.
There's enough of that on YouTube already. Serious Overwatch videos. I want mine to be fun, and I can't do that if I'm just energy-wise.
I feel that. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get my Don writes, yeah, I'm not a joke, so don't worry. Dean writes, don't give him any ideas. I mean, it is an idea. But, what's the word? I kind of do want to start streaming PC games at some point. I just haven't set up OBS to do that, and I haven't set up my computer to do that. And I don't want to be able to set up in such a way where I don't have to unplug my Cintiq so that the computer knows, oh, there's only one monitor, we're going to stream from there.
Alright, I'm popping off of here for a second. I'll be back.
Alright, see you in a little bit, Jurassic.
Jump.
Muma the Troller writes, hey Muma, welcome to the Skip stream. It's like the first time you haven't been the first person here. How did that happen? You can ask fast, putting on the show. Get your kids together. There's no time to rest. Cause, man, when I was younger, I used to know these words by heart, but now I don't remember them. It must be your best. Can't stop now. Good enough. Hello. Not much. Dean writes, maybe you could play Sonic. I do want to play Sonic. I just need to figure out how to configure OBS to do so. Mostly because I've tried to configure it, but it's been kind of wonky so far. Either I can't maintain it for long, or whatever reason. It won't. If for some reason it just will not work with me. So I kind of have to sit down with somebody who also does game streams and just can sit them down and have them talk me through it. Muma writes, I stayed afterwards working on some Lifelong sketches. That's good, Muma. Don writes, it's 3 a.m. Please give me some applause. And also, so surprised that I play video games. Oh, gosh, Don, I wouldn't be on Twitch if I didn't play video games. I mean, yeah, I do art, but you kind of have to be a video gameaholic in 2017 to also want to be on Twitch. So, alright, so we have that. Take the toe. It's to break the mold. Load. Come on and rock and roll in this world. Don writes, ow, thank you. Dean writes, Sid does game streams. Yeah, that's true. I should ask Sid about that. The question though also is, does Sid stream with a tablet though? I mean, stream with the multiple monitors. Because that's the way I think was tripping up Stream, or both Steam and Stream. So we got to follow our line of action that's stretched out as it is. Don writes, "Lol, not surprised. Just interested in which games you play, on which console or on PC." I am primarily a Nintendo gamer. I bought the Wii U was supposed to be my last console before I switched entirely to PC gaming. And then the Switch convinced me otherwise simply because the Switch is portable, so I could go do HD gaming on the go, which is something that even PCs can't do well. Like, laptops are great, but you still have to plug in another controller, unless the game is specifically designed to be used with a mouse and keyboard, which some people are good at. That's not my thing. Muma writes, "If you were to move to California, would you buy a house or rent an apartment to live in as you start your career as an animator?" Oh, that's an easy question. You rent. You're not going to make enough money as an animator to buy a house. If you're there to buy a house, it's because you've already made it someplace else and they're offering you a lot of money. Like that's just kind of the reality of it, is that animation does not make enough money to buy a house. That's just not going to happen, especially if you're starting out. Unreal, is it true? Is it true? I got 1 step forward and 2 steps back. Got 100,000 pounds sitting on my back. Up, down, all around. Don't know quite what to do to get through, but I'm on my way. Sorry, I love this song. But back to Muma's question, because I feel it's an important one. Generally speaking, if you're starting out your career, you almost never want to buy a house, unless you know for a fact that you are not going anywhere, because a house is very expensive, and if you decide and getting rid of it is almost as hard as buying one. So it's a permanent commitment. Add on to that houses are really expensive. You're not going to be making enough to buy a house on an animator's salary unless you've married somebody really rich, or you get really lucky with an IP before you move. But either way, you're probably not moving. You're probably not buying a house if you're starting your career in California. And that's actually something you should do a lot more research. Dean writes, "Karaoke session?" And Don writes, "I mean, if it doesn't go well, you can still be a singer, though." I can't sing, though. So there's that. No, Jiggy's the singer. Where is she, by the way? Alright, and I'm on my way. Thinking every moment, day by day. Take a chance, slip on by. Got no time to answer why. Head straight, head straight. What will I become if I don't look back? Give myself a reason for this and that. I can learn, no U-turn. I will stay right here where I'm at. Where I'm at. On my way, on my way, on my way, on my way. The end of you. Never had a chance while I'm around. No. Never turn back. Never turn that way. No matter how life tries to face me, turn the other way. Now and then my head starts to spin, but I'll never turn back again. From this moment on, I am moving on, and I'll never turn back. Whoa, 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 yeah, whoa, 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 yeah, whoa, 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 yeah. I'll never turn back. I mean, you guys don't understand. I, adored these songs when I was a teen. Dean writes, there are some sneaky people on the stream because only Dean and I are active in the chat, and the 6 people watching the stream. Well, that's up to them. You can't force people to interact with other people, and some people just like to watch. And Don writes, oh, and Mumo's interacting too. Mumo writes, I thought animators get paid a lot of money. No, not by a long shot. That's actually something that's kind of wrong with the industry as a whole. Is that, no, animators are not paid a lot of money. Well, not in the sense that they're not paid a lot of money as in that we're dirt poor. But animators don't make as much money as other fields. Mostly because the commercial arts do not make a lot of money, period. Yeah, the movies themselves make a lot of money. The video games make a lot of money themselves, but most artists who work on commercial products do not see the same sort of revenue as these projects are supposed to give them. That's just a reality of the industry. We do this because we love it, and we don't get a lot of money to do it. Your friend Gabe Cheshire has now started watching. Hey Gabe, welcome to the Skip stream. How are you doing tonight? Much longer, but I will never let go. I know it's a one-way train. Don writes, I mean, the man who made Mario is rich as F, I think. I don't think Shigeru Miyamoto is that rich. He definitely makes Mario because he likes to, and I think he's well off, but he's not rich. Most of that money belongs to Nintendo as a company, not to Miyamoto as a person. And that's kind of the way it is for most industries. Like, Stan Lee is not rich. Oh my god! Gabe just subscribed! Oh my god! Gabe, thank you so much. Crap, now I have to make those custom emotes. Oh man. Speaking of which, did I show you guys the emotes that I made? I need to show them to you during the next break, and then I gotta talk with Gabe and Sudi, because Gabe and Sudi are my subscribers now, and I want to see what custom emotes they want. So I'm gonna try and make emotes with Franker's Face Z, but I do want custom emotes for my subscribers. Dean writes, and it's probably the PR team making all that dough. Not really. But yeah, Gabe, I'm either gonna whisper you on Discord, not on Discord, on Twitch chat, or I'm gonna message you on Discord, or I will message you on Facebook, and we can talk about what sort of emotes that you and Sudi want, because I do want to do custom emotes, but I also want to do if you guys have ever heard of Franker Face Z. Franker Face Z is basically a plugin for Twitch that allows for universal emotes. But that being said, I do want something special for subscribers, so I want to figure out what I want to do for you guys for subscribing. Can't hold on much longer. I know it's a one-way track. I know. Will I count on others? Close my eyes and feel the burn. Now I see what I gotta do. Open your heart, it's gonna be alright. Oh man, this was a song that got me hooked on Sonic. Open your heart. Gabe writes, cool, anyway works. I won't be picky just so long as it's cool. Well, you know me, Gabe. Cool is not actually my middle name. But if I was to change my middle name to something, it probably would be cool. Don writes, can you sub with a phone account because I have 15 euros on that. I don't know. I would do the research, but I also don't want to pressure you into subscribing, Don. Like, make sure that you're stable enough to subscribe before you decide that you want to subscribe. Because I don't want to take away your money from you. I mean, I do, but you know what I mean. Whoa. Yeah, I don't have the voice for power chords like Johnny Giolelli does. Muma writes, is it true that television show creators get paid $1,000 per episode of their TV shows? Honestly, I don't know. I'd have to look that up. But even if they do, it takes a while to building up to being your own show creator, and you have a lot of dues to pay before you can. I run into the heat of day. And let's erase that. And even then, you gotta figure that the money breaks down in such a way that it's probably not as great a deal as it sounds. Like, getting paid $1,000 per episode sounds great until you gotta realize that there's anywhere between 13 and 26 episodes of per season, and you gotta make that money last. I mean, I think I make about like $40,000 a year as a teacher. So I don't know. I would look into that, Muma. In fact, I would actually just put it into Google. But again, the other thing to remember is that starting out, you're not going to be a show creator. You're probably going to work as either a storyboard artist or a in-betweener. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be an in-betweener. Yeah, I kind of want to break you of that notion that you're going to make it rich being an animator. That's not likely to happen. Could it happen? It could. It's just not very likely. That being said, if you work hard, prove me wrong. Don writes, wow, I had 2 hours here and it feels like 20 minutes. On the night of the... Make a ball every hour. Now it's funny, actually. Hey Dean, remember that question you asked me a while ago back? If I ever did retouches? Guess what I'm doing right now? I don't have to do this because I'm going to ink it later and it's going to be cleaner. But if I do it now, I don't have to worry about it later. And oops. Muma writes, writes, what does an in-betweener do? Basically, in-betweens are the in-between frames of an animation. So, like you saw when I was doing my Sonic animation, I was cleaning up in-betweens because they work in between the keyframes. And let's see, let's erase that. I have to redraw that anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much what they do, is they draw in between frames. So like if these are keys right now, yeah, Dean, that's right, keyframes. So if what I'm drawing right now are keyframes for the animation that I'm eventually going to do, then all the frames that are filled in between this animation and and the between each frame of this, well, those are in betweens. Living wild, living fast and free. Got no regrets inside of me. Not looking back, not giving up, not letting go. I'll keep on running. I'm gonna reach for the stars. Although they look pretty far, I'm gonna find my own way. Take a chance on today.
Give this man a Grammy.
Shut up. It's good music.
It is.
How are you doing, Jiggy?
Good. Drugs are good and food is good.
Amen to that.
Okay, let's get you up. Just setting up everything.
Speaking of which, let me, if you could drop your link to your stuff in the chat, that'd be greatly appreciated so people can check you out later, too.
Yeah. How they're not like, you know, being...
Actually, I think you missed it. Drastic was here for a little bit.
He's still watching, apparently.
Well, he left the tab open.
Oh. Okay. Let me find... Yeah, I gotta open all this stuff anyway, since... Let's go to... Oh. Okay.
Meanwhile, Dean writes, I like that my retouching question came full circle. We like to do that here on the Skip stream.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it's 3 a.m. 3:30 a.m. where Don Bosco is, because Don is a robot. I'm convinced that Don is a Terminator from the future, since Don never seems to sleep.
Where is Don? UK?
Belgium.
Belgium? Okay, so 1 hour over. Yeah, UK is only 5 hours ahead. My bad.
But yeah, Don's really cool. Don always like shows up for the stream, and we're always like, Don, go to bed. And Don's like, no, I'm a robot, and I'm amazing.
Long time no see. What's up? Yeah, I'll just drop all the stuffs for people.
I know, right?
Yo! Who's that? Who there? Who there?
Who that?
Welcome back, Drastic.
It's the D-R-A-P-I-C.
I was kind of actually specifically referring to your Twitch channel for people to check you out. But all that stuff works too.
Hold on. Go to...
I got it in my size.
I posted the first half of our Overwatch video.
Which one?
It was the OG Lucio one, but I can't find the footage of that for some reason.
Hey, if you could...
I've got the double takedown in my footage. Like, I've got, like, General OG Lucio in that moment where time stood still, and I put in the, Hello Darkness, my old friend, when I stepped into the trap.
Oh, hey, Drastic, if you could provide some context for the stream.
Oh, yeah, please do.
Yes, we are the crew of SS Shenanigans, Destination Shenanigans on YouTube's gaming channel. Jiggy's been on it, SkipperWing's been on it.
Hey, speaking of which, hey guys, can you hold the fort? I need to help my sister get in, I think.
Yeah, no problem. We'll tell it. Actually, you tell this story. I'm still setting up everything. Oh, God.
Alright, I'll be right back.
See, senor.
Well, yeah, our team decided that who needs to cover the objective in Overwatch? It's 6v6.
Right.
And the only person on the point, one part is old Jiggy here, and she's playing healer. So and I'm playing Symmetry, like a technical support. And
at least I'm supposed to be healer.
Yeah, like there's a Junkrat who's a murderous explodey man trying to kill our squishy healer with bombs and landmines. And Jiggy's like, why is no one on the point? And I'm like, I'm making my way back there as I see the Junkrat because she called out for me, and I stepped right in his bear trap.
Good job, buddy. Yeah,
Time stood still, but I managed to get out and get the Junkrat. We double teamed him.
Alright, and I'm back. It turns out that was my cousin.
Nice.
Squeak.
So yeah. Woof. Ah, crap. I have to send emails tomorrow.
Oops.
Well, I keep forgetting to update my mailing list, and so yeah, that's the thing that I need to do. Also, apparently, like Be More Into Comics is this weekend, and I was not paying attention.
Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops, it easy.
Yeah, that's no bueno. Mostly because like BlurredCon was not a thing where I should have supported the arts. I was telling the stream. Like that money should not have gone towards BlurredCon. Meanwhile, Dean writes, I feel so out of place in this story. Yeah, it's weird. If it makes you feel better, Dean, I don't play Overwatch either.
We should both be ashamed.
Don writes, when does the stream stop? Or when's the stream gonna end? Not really sure. It depends on how I feel after I'm done with this, because I do have to actually go to bed tonight because I have to get up in the morning to go to work. And I also have to prep for tomorrow too. So while I might not close the Discord, I probably will stop streaming after I finish inking this. Or inking. It's not inking, it's sketch.
It's like we're doing stuff. We're not sure what.
Just go with the flow.
Just do it. Just do it.
Do it!
Nike, do it.
Nah, like Shia.
What
Just,
are you waiting for? Do it.
but, yeah, I kind of have to get up tomorrow, which means I have to finish. Once I finish, actually, yeah, I think after I finish sketching this, I'm going to call it a night. Mostly because after that, I have to, I really do have to get ready for tomorrow, which means making sure that this is set up for Wednesday. And what else? I think I might have to, no, I have to improvise a PowerPoint presentation tomorrow. No, I'll just save it for Thursday. I'll save it for Thursday.
You're gonna save it for Thursday?
Well, because it's the first day of the quarter.
Yeah. Oh, for the summer session, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Mooma the Troller writes, do many popular animation studios still use Adobe Flash? The answer to that is sorta. I mean, the real answer to that is kind of no. Most studios have moved on to Toon Boom at this point.
Yeah.
The main reasons to stick with Flash is that Flash, one, is relatively cheap, and two, it's got a much smoother learning curve than Toon Boom. Toon Boom is basically one of those things where once you get into it, it's way better than Flash. But it takes a while to get into it. And if you're already set in using a Flash, you don't really want to abandon your entire pipeline to learn another software in the middle of production.
No, don't pull a Duke Nukem, please don't.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was like, that's what that just reminded me of right there.
My game sucks.
And the thing is that like as a student, you can afford to do that because you're just working on class projects, and the worst that happens is you fail a grade if you fail a class. However, if you decide that like Toon Boom isn't for you while you're working on professional work, you're going to lose a job for one. You're going to have wasted a ton of money on a Toon Boom license that you don't really need now, and you can't really get rid of because you can't sell it back to Toon Boom. And you're just kind of stuck there with this software that you can't use. So it's better to just stick with what you know once you get out. Which is why if you're in school, you want to experiment as much as possible and get a feel for what you want to do or use. I unfortunately got out of school right as people were starting to learn Toon Boom and the transition was starting to be finalized. So I never got a chance to learn Toon Boom in school. And what I know, I've kind of mixed and matched between what I know in Flash and what I know in I know as an animator, period. In fact, the main reason why the Crimson Fly is still done in Flash rather than Toon Boom is because I need a software to do the programming, and it's easier to do everything sketching, illustrating, animating all in Toon Boom rather than doing it it's easier to do that all in Flash rather than it is to do it in Toon Boom, then have to import the animations back into Flash, and so on and so forth.
etc. at all.
At all.
Dean writes, apparently people love Toon Boom. And it's true, because Toon Boom generally is the better program. I mean, in comparison, Flash is like, illustrating in, well, not MS Paint. What's a fair one to use? Oh my god, that's loud.
What happened?
Somebody upload their song super loud.
Let me make sure it's not me.
It's not. It's not you. No, I'm talking about the song that I'm listening to on YouTube.
Oh, somebody made the thing way amped up.
Yep. So I was just like, why?
It's "Go Deaf" by the Loud Boys.
Meanwhile, Don Bosco asked if anybody has played CS:GO. Nope. Probably never gonna happen either.
I did once.
And no, when I say never gonna happen, I don't mean it because it's bad. I just don't have the time for a lot of things anymore. Like
car wash, the car wash.
Working at the car wash. Sorry.
I just don't have time for a lot of games anymore. It's part of the reason why I want to start up a gaming stream, because that will give me a justification to play games.
Speaking of games, real quick, if anybody has PS Plus right now, Until Dawn is free to download.
No idea what that is.
It's almost a game.
It's almost a game. It's a survival horror game, but there's apparently multiple endings depending on the choices you make, and you have like a group of like, I think 6 or 8 people, and depending on your choices, you can save everybody, you can come out with only a few left, or everybody dies. I mean, it's really up to you.
Interesting.
Each character death is tied to a specific arc in the story.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been
like 1,000 superfluous decisions between those points, though.
Yeah.
So it's a Telltale game.
Pretty much.
A horror Telltale game, but yeah.
Don writes, I thought somebody subscribed. Yes, actually, Gabe Cheshire had subscribed to the Skip stream. So there's that. So now I have to actually confer with my 2 subscribers and figure out exactly what kind of emotes they want, because I did make a bunch of emotes, and on my next break, I'm actually going to show you guys the emotes I made. But I also discovered, thanks to Best, that there is a plugin for Twitch that allows you to do universal emotes for everybody. So I don't want to lock off those emotes only for subscribers, but I do want to give them something special too. So I want to see what they want first, rather than I want to see what they want first, and then we'll go from there. Like, for one thing, there's going to be custom emotes, but I want to see if there's also anything else that they want as subscribers too.
Right. I mean, the stuff you came up with the other day, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Refresh my memory.
The skip emotes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I have those, but I want those to be universal, so I need to find some more ones to do for specifically for subscribers. Basically, class of their own sort of emotes, not just general emotes.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, Twitch doesn't let affiliates do animated emotes, because then that's an easy out for me. But
they don't let you do they don't let you do animated emotes?
Nope.
That's such bull.
Well, not for affiliates.
Oh, not for affiliate. I'm gonna say, like, that's still that's actually a pretty neat idea. I don't know why they wouldn't let you do that.
Because you have to save things for the partners.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dean laments having an Xbox rather than a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I mean, as you all know, I'm a sucker for horror games, and I kind of wanted to get Until Dawn when it first came out, but I was like, at the time I couldn't get it because money. But I kept hearing, like, some people, like, honestly, the spectrum was like, yeah, it's really good, or nah, not my bag. So I was like, okay, I might actually like it because I'm a horror fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, make fun. I know.
Well, I mean, part of part of.
I
Yeah.
I love you too much, homie.
Meanwhile, Don writes, well, I mean, when the music was hard, the music was really loud when somebody subscribed, because I've seen Gabe subscribe. I think right now, too far, I only have 2 subscribers, Sooty Bear and Gabe.
Wait, I think I can subscribe to...
You have to have a Twitch Prime account.
I have a 30-day free subscription because I'm a sucker and was playing Warframe and I wanted a special... I wanted the special Frost Prime Warframe and you couldn't get that until you got Twitch Prime.
Legal problems.
So, yeah, now I'm subscribed. Yeah.
Dun dun dun! Jiggy Art just subscribed with Twitch Prime.
Yeah, because why not? No, but I was like, so now I finally have a new Warframe, by the way, and I'm like, now I'm busting everybody up. I'm like, oh, when was I supposed to get this? But apparently I was doing something wrong because apparently I was supposed to keep killing the bosses of the planets to get new Warframes, but I didn't realize that because they come in parts. You have to put all the parts together and stuff. But I totally did not realize that until I got like halfway around the universe.
So wait, are you going to continue with your Twitch Prime subscription after your 30 days?
Yeah, I'm going to. I mean, I'm thinking long term it's going to be worth it, especially if I can keep doing this. It'll give me another thing to keep doing. So, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. Cause I was just like, oh, Jiggy subscribed with Twitch Prime, but usually there's a dollar amount attached to that. And I was like,
No.
does she know about that?
Channel subscription. Change your subscription. What's the $24.99? Includes 0 emoticons, subscriber badge, customizable badge upon subscribing, and ad-free viewing. Includes 0. They're both the same right now.
Yeah.
Well, it says use your free channel subscription to directly support your favorite streamer. Well, obviously you're my favorite right now, so.
Yay! Ha!
Right
Take
now.
that, Drastic.
I said right now.
Damn it.
Wording, man. Wording.
I was busy getting wrecked.
Who'd you get wrecked by?
Reinhardt.
Ooh. That's such horse crap.
I didn't know how much HP I had left. I wasn't paying attention. Like I was feeling myself, and he just hammered me.
Meanwhile, Don Bosco is applauding you, Jiggy, for subscribing. Much appreciated.
Ah, thank you. I can explain something. But yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I also I let that be. So you gotta check out the video.
Wait, did you upload it?
Yeah.
Oh, I got.
It was longer than I thought, so I'm breaking it into 2 pieces.
Oh, okay.
But the
Yeah,
first part is on the YouTubes.
Nice.
The YouTubes? Yeah, let me get to the desktop.
So it's Overwatch, funny moments, support this because we're playing supports.
Ha! I get it. It's like Nerf this, but with supports.
God. I can't. I'm
We're queens of support.
Define pattern. Let's try.
What are you working on
Hey.
there? G?
I'm working on. Let me bring it back up because I was trying to make a custom brush real quick. Evangeline from Wakfu. Season 3 comes out in September. So excited.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Oh, speaking of which, well, like pretty much everybody is who like pays attention to me is here. I kind of want to run some ideas by you guys, and this actually applies to everybody. So if you're in Dean, Don, who else is in the chat? So Dean, Best, Don, Drastic, Fagwent, Firefang. Wait, Firefang, when did you get here? Are you just lurking? Garfield Race is lurking too, and Huron.
You got some lurkers.
Which is totally cool. I kind of wanted to run some ideas by you guys real quick.
Alright. Hit me.
So you guys have seen my Sonic animation, and one of the ideas I wanna pursue is I wanna do an AMV to the special stage music from Sonic 2 after the sequel. It's a fan game. I didn't make that title up. So that's one thing I want to do. Another thing I want to do, which I keep saying I want to talk to you about, Jiggy, because you're a video editor. Also, Jessica, you're a video editor too, but I don't know if you do music videos.
It's the same thing. We both have the same skills for it. It doesn't matter.
Cool. Like, as you guys know, I'm currently working on Crimson Fly number 97. As you know, Crimson Fly number 100 is coming up soon. So I want to do a music video for that. Set to the Mob Choir's 99, aka the opening to Mob Psycho 100. How long does this video go on? Yeah. Oh, and apparently Don Bosco broke his phone. So that's something else I want to do, but that kind of has to like get started in a sort of ASAP like now thing, because you know it's like I don't want to be celebrating strip number 100 while I'm working on strip number 127, which is a genuine possibility with me. The other thing I want to do is, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook, but there's an African American not webcomic, but an African American comic called Tuskegee Airs, and so I keep running into the creators at conventions, and they want me to do an animation for them, but we keep not having the time to actually talk about it. So I was actually hanging out in Kaiser Studios' stream, and he suggested just like not to wait for it, and just to do something on my own.
I mean, they wanted you to do something, but you guys don't have time. I mean, I would probably do a small sampling of something, not put too much work into it, just to show what you can do or what your idea would be, what they're looking for, and then be like, hey, you keep meaning to come back together. I did something small, you know. What do you say?
Because the main.
Don't do like I was gonna say, don't do a full thing, obviously, so they can take it and like use it, but like or just show them an example or something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they're really, I feel like if they're really serious about it and they really want it that bad, like if I knew something was gonna be that defining, I would just do it. So,
yeah, because I mean, what I'm thinking of doing is just because the artist has basically said, hey, I'll do the storyboards. All you gotta do is animate it. And I think just their particular schedule has left them so busy that he hasn't found the time to do it.
Right.
Whereas I could do the storyboards, and I know what part of the book that they want me to animate. So, or the first issue, it's a sequence that's not depicted in the book itself, but it's inferred.
Right.
And I'm like, I could do that, or I could do something similar.
Right.
I'm just trying to think about what I'm trying to I guess, prioritize the things that I want to get done. And then, of course, there's the other thing that I keep putting off, is Patreon. That's something I need to actually get started on. Where I have the thumbnails for the comic, for the Patreon comic, but I haven't started, like, putting it together. So there's that. So it's just a matter of getting my priorities in order. Especially since a lot of these are on deadlines. Or at least two of them are on specific deadlines. I think my three main priorities are going to have to be Sonic, Patreon, and the 100 strip special.
Right.
Because
I mean, Patreon is like, Patreon's like one of those like things I get squishy about, not squishy, iffy about, because it's like you want to make sure the prizes you also give don't burden you in a way that it takes away from your other stuff.
Well, that's
it. Which I know has happened to some people.
Well, the thing is with Patreon.
I did the start. That was not smart.
Well, the thing is that I'm not worried about the prizes taking away because, like, I've set them up in such a way that they kind of come out naturally.
Right.
Right now it's just finding the time to finish that promo comic because, like, it's just like you can't go without a strong lead, and if I finish that comic, then everything is all set. But I think it's the least priority simply because it's just not like I'm not making it's not so much it's not a moneymaker as the priority for it to be a moneymaker is not there simply because my art does not make me money right now.
Right.
So I can afford to sleep on that for just a little bit longer. So then the priorities then go back to being the Mob Psycho video and the Sonic video. And not even bothering with the other two ideas that I want to do for Sonic, because what I want to do initially was do a similar breakdance session for both Tails and Knuckles as practice, but Sonic is taking long enough that I really need to get. I'm realizing I really need to get started on the actual animation and storyboards, or I'm not going to finish in time before Mania or Forces comes out. Which those are the deadlines. Like worst case scenario, I miss Forces. I miss Mania's deadline, but I absolutely can't afford to miss Forces because that's like that's coming out. So
right.
Don Bosco writes, well, for real, it would be nice if Twitch updates a thing that the streamer can choose to talk to some watchers while the streamers can choose. I think it would be busy. But I don't know, it's nice to maybe meet your watchers. And I think that's one of those sort of things where it's up to the streamer if they want. Like, actually, if you want, Don, you can actually hop onto the Discord. I don't know why I never set up a command for that.
Stuff happens. Where's the invert?
Copy. But yeah, if you want, you can check out the Discord and catch these things whenever you want. And of course, you know, we're like the stream is archived to Twitch for a while, so there's that. Man, I think I am gonna finish this by 10 o'clock. That's interesting. That almost never happens. The good news is that these came out so clean that, or at least they mostly came out clean enough that, that inking and painting them on Wednesday is going to be a blast. I might have to start on the animation, on Wednesday, though, rather than saving it for Friday. Mostly because, this is going to be very intensive. Yeah, oh man, this is not going to be fun from a programming perspective. I can already feel that now. Know what to believe. Nothing's up to chance. Make believe we're born. Don writes, maybe with on PC, but right now phone's a little difficult. Dean can't believe I managed he watched me draw this in a matter of minutes. Well, it helps that I wasn't actually conceptualizing this in a matter of minutes. That's really the hard part of any sort of illustration, is how long do you spend planning it? They say it's 90% preparation and then 10% perspiration.
Something like that.
Basically, illustration is only hard when you have to depend on when you have to plan it. Everything else just sort of falls into place as you do more of it, as you're going. So because I'm not thinking about, oh no, how am I gonna do this? It's not a problem. So I should really do this with a different brush, or rather with a less smooth brush. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start storyboarding the Sonic on the way to work tomorrow.
I'd say I'm kind of excited about seeing that AMV, just because you're doing it. I'm like, oh, that to do.
Yeah, I mean, with that, it's more about getting the files together. Like, I think I have to re-export the videos and then just find all 100, strips and compile them together.
Right.
Because I kind of want to just set it to, basically, like, as the choir is counting down, basically each strip passes by while the Crimson Fire has a run cycle in the foreground.
Okay.
And then it's just like when it cuts to the lyrics, then you have a little bit of animation, and so on and so forth. I'll start working on that tomorrow, which unfortunately means I'm gonna have to start carrying my flash drive with me, which sucks because I don't really want to do that, but I can't. Like, I just don't have time to do it when I'm at home. So, all right.
Woohoo!
So I think we're pretty much done. Oh wow, that's perfectly timed. Dean writes, you should try a rough animator for Android. It's fun for on-the-go animation. I'll have to check that out. Like, Don writes, it's 4 a.m. I made it.
Oh, mother.
It's 4 a.m. I made it.
Oh yeah, like,
Wow.
Don doesn't sleep.
No kidding, really?
I'm gonna do a little bit of extra tweaking, but the stream is pretty much almost over.
Oh, that is so much better than the first one.
Okay.
Come on, you idiots.
My leaf brush. I did. I got it right the second time. I'll just say that.
Oh,
Alright, so. Well, I mean, Don might just happen to have inverted his sleep clock. I mean, he has mentioned that. Dean's probably just, I'm not Dean, Don Bosco's probably just inverted his sleep clock, so therefore doesn't really need to sleep.
Apparently not.
Or at least doesn't need to sleep when we do.
Yeah, I was gonna say. About that.
Alright. So, I'm gonna throw in some text. Oh wow, this is only on Soda.
Oh.
So let's close the thumbnails. And out. Okay, so let's throw in some text. Red state. And 15. Alright. 0. So first from the beam. Alright, so first.
Okay.
No, it's gotta be on 3s. Ew. And move that down. Man, these theme songs made these characters seem a lot cooler than they actually were.
I feel like that's a lot of things.
Oh, well, most definitely.
I put way too many leaves. Way too many leaves.
so many leaves.
So many leaves. Yeah, I finally got my leaf brush, but now it's like...
I've done that with leaf power.
If you only saw.
Well, it's funny because I think, Jiggy, you might have just leveled up.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like you don't like you know how like you reach a sort of breaking point where like, huh, everything just sort of clicks into place.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, how come I didn't know that before?
Well, it's not even that. I keep forgetting. I don't know what it is. Like, I know I've done this before, lots of times before, but I always have a brain fart when I actually do it. Like, how to make Photoshop brushes. That is basic. I know this. But then it's like, I take like 5 minutes to be like, oh, there's the stupid button. There we go. There's the stupid button. And actually, we're gonna do something. We're gonna put this over this. Dude, we're gonna do all the things now.
Oh, shoot the hot gates.
Oh god, that's very white.
Oh, Dean, you know this song. This song is my jam.
So proud of me right now, Jiggy. I'm hunting a Torbjorn.
You're hunting a Torbjorn?
Hunting a Torbjorn.
Kill that dude, please. Bashes and Torbjorns. I hate Bashes and Torbjorns. They need to die.
Yeah, they're just sitting there. Oh my god. I think somebody went AFK and they just tried to stand out long enough.
Ba ba ba.
But Dean, that is the best song. Dean writes, well, I know what's going to be stuck in my head for the next month. But Dean, it's the best song to get stuck in your head.
Seriously. Seriously, dog.
Alright, but I think that's going to be it for the stream.
That's going to be it for the stream.
Mostly because I finished, I got my strip done. I did my, I got my strip done. I got some more, inks done with Sonic. But I also need to prep for tomorrow. That's really super important.
Right.
And then not only do I have to prep for going to work tomorrow, but I also have to, get these files in the right spots, which means that I have to, export this, export it for the compilation app. And then also I have to put all the video files in the right spots.
Basically, you got a crack ton of work to do, apparently.
Yeah, and a lot of, not yet, Dean. It's actually been, 2 hours and 45 minutes. We just got a lot of work done in those 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, because Skippy likes to work in overdrive mode all the time.
Yeah, that's one of my character flaws.
Double-edged sword. Double-edged sword, but worth it.
Oh, yeah. But basically the work that I have to keep doing is not as much fun as watching me stream. So I'm going to call it a night before it gets boring.
Yeah, seriously.
So
Boring.
Yeah. Well, it is. I'm going to be like
I'm kidding, dude.
writing code and all that jazz. But yeah, so this is going to be it for the stream. I'm probably going to hang out with Jiggy and Drastic for a little bit longer on Discord.
Yeah.
But let's see.
No.
Bess, Dean, Don, Drastic, Fagwent, Firefang, Garfield, Huron, Jiggy. Thank you guys for popping by. The next stream will be on Wednesday, same skip time, same skip channel.
Ouch.
7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You say that, but putting skip in front of everything has worked. And yeah, and I will see you guys all then. Skip's got a dip, and I will catch you peeps later. Night, everybody. Also, before I go, Jiggy, Gabe, and Sudi, thank you for the subscription. And we're going to work together to figure out what you guys want for that, and then I will get it to you. Night.
Night.